Hi, Paul Gorney from Luxury Living in Chicago, taking a look at downtown Chicago condominiums. Hi, Paul Gorney from Luxury Living in Chicago, taking a look at downtown Chicago condominiums. Which are the best ones? What are the options? Taking a look at it all. Everything Chicago, real estate, living in Chicago. Just reach out, text, email. People do all the time with any questions or help you need. Born and raised here and can help quite a bit. So when you're looking at the options for Chicago downtown condominiums, there's quite a few. There's old ones, there's new ones, there are historic vintage buildings on the side streets away from the lake. Many different options to choose from. Where we're walking right now is on Lakeshore Drive, right across the street from the lakefront. And this is really the downtown market, the start of the market here. We have some pretty amazing views of the lake. And then just down the side streets here, I'll show you. Down these tree-lined side streets, historic streets in Chicago, there's some very quiet, nice options. And then you get to Lakeshore Drive and have beautiful new high-rise buildings, older high-rise buildings, John Hancock, and across the street, Navy Pier, the lake, Lakeshore Drive, the main thoroughfare through the city. Really, you have quite a bit here packed in one area. I just had a family move here from New Mexico for a job. They were looking to live downtown Chicago. So do you want to live on the northern end where I am right now, or do you want to get in the thick of it all, right downtown where the tourists and more traffic is and more immediacy to retail? It's really a personal preference, but you have access to the lake wherever you are. You have buildings like this one right here that has tremendous services, doorman, dry cleaning, everything that you would need in a more quiet location. And then you get downtown and you have some really beautiful new high-rises that have every imaginable finish that people want right now. And the family that I helped looked at everything, all of the above. And really, when it came down to it, they really wanted to see if they could find something a little bit more homey. So they decided just north of downtown, the main section of retail, and they decided to get on one of the more quiet streets here. So this building here is one we looked at. Gorgeous mid-rise building, luxury building. It's one of my favorite buildings if you want a really homey, cozy option that's like a vintage unit, but much newer, much nicer amenities. So this is the type of place they were looking for. They ended up just down the street, something kind of similar, but you have your high rises, you have your mid rises, and then you have row homes, things like that. But sticking with condominiums, there's many options, and you just have to look at the financial health of the building, where it's located, schools for some people. There's a beautiful park right here behind me, and just a beautiful neighborhood right in here off Lakeshore Drive. This building right here, 1300 ASTOR. Condominiums are kind of old school 60s style, and turns out that the Beatles stayed here. Have it confirmed from a big musician that they actually did stay in this building. The other thing you have is we get into more of the neighborhood here, right up on downtown, right in downtown Chicago, is you have former hotels that have been transformed into luxury condos. So this is one right here. So in this particular hotel, which is now just beautiful luxury units, they had the in the 50s, 60s was basically one of the top places they eat in Chicago. They had a booth. They'd bring a phone, a corded phone to it. Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis, a lot of people, stars of the day, all ate there. It was the Pump Room, amazing place. So there's a lot of history right in this neighborhood, right up against, you know, the skyline, right up against all the shopping. You have, you know, two drastic things to look at. One is the high rises, and then the other one is, you know, in the streets here. There's some high rises. Typically they don't have as good a lake views, but they do sneak a lake view in once in a while. And then you have the mid rises, which really don't have views typically. And then you have just smaller, like 3 flats, 3-unit buildings that, you know, don't have views, but are much more kind of like cozy, like single family home options. So there's a lot of different things to understand, but the cost structure is so different between these types of units. It's really important for some people to take a close look at that. Again, when my clients came to town from New Mexico, really this was much, much different. Not only the weather, but the type of housing stock, and really the price of condominiums. And they looked at pretty much all these options. They were very open to many different things, and then decided, you know, on the one that I referred to earlier, that fit them well, kind of more of a mid-rise situation. They loved the lake views. They're very beautiful, but they really did not like the high assessments in some of these high rises. They can get to be, you know, $1,000, $2,000, $2,500 or more sometimes, depending on how many services there are, the way they've done the budget in the past, what kind of work the building needs. Some of the mid-rises are a little more predictable, typically do not have doormen, which keeps the cost down. So that was a big factor for them. They're pretty hunkered down now, very happy with the neighborhood and kind of the more cozy feeling compared to such a large building with a high rise.